By the way, I guess this is as good a time as any to talk about politics. It's a day after the election. Nobody got everything they wanted in the election, which is good. I mean, that's my idea of how things should be. We have a system in this country of democracy, and there's a lot of checks and balances built into it. And right now we have political parties that oppose each other, and as long as those two political parties are both healthy and in good order, and have power but not too much power, then they balance each other out, and not much ever tends to get done, which is actually a good thing. A lot of people think, well, they really ought to do more stuff, but the reality is anytime one political party has too much power, they will do stuff that will be hurtful and harmful to people who believe things that the other political party believes. And it's not necessarily the political party, it just could be things that people believe, no matter what political party they are. There's some political parties, some politicians who want to kill, destroy, and stamp out the other side. And that's fine if you're communist Russia and you want to destroy Ukraine and you think that's going to make you better off by killing and destroying everybody. But in a world where you have people who want to live peacefully, they don't need to be having people killed and destroyed and driven out and made homeless and all of that. That's the exact wrong thing that should happen. In the world, everybody should have a chance at happiness and freedom and have a chance at the way they think life ought to be. So if the political parties are all tangled up and fighting with each other and nobody can decide to do anything or get anything done, that's usually a pretty good balance. That keeps somebody from taking off and doing something bad. So in this last election, there was one political party that wanted to get the majority so they could do everything they wanted to do to destroy everything that the other political party had done, and that didn't work out. Which I just say, thank you, Lord, glad that didn't work out. And as another political party, I'm sure they'd love to do the same thing to the first political party. But I do believe that maybe just a little bit in the things that have happened recently, considering violence and crimes committed, people going to jail, people going to the hospital getting hurt, maybe both sides will realize that it's not their job to destroy the other side. It's not their job to destroy the other people. Their job is to do everything they can to keep things peaceful and in order, and to try to give as many good outcomes to as many people as is possible. So maybe with them all tangled up the way they are, they'll realize that they need each other and they need to work together. And maybe they can start to cooperate and actually get some things done that are helpful for everybody. That's my hope. That's always my hope. I think politics can be pretty scary if you pay too much attention to it sometimes. And sometimes it's easy to ignore it, and well, maybe not easy, but it's healthy to ignore it. And sometimes, you might feel like you need to get involved because there might be things about happening that you're a little bit nervous about. These things happen. I hope whatever y'all are doing, you're having a good day. I know some of you are challenged by serious medical issues and different things like that. But in fact, I got a YouTuber that he never messages me, but he puts little symbols in his comments every day, and I feel like, there are people out there who don't have the physical ability to type or do a lot of things that people take for granted, maybe even talk. So it might be his way of talking to me, so I've gotten in the habit of saying good morning to him every morning when I see his little symbols there. First, I didn't know what to do because I don't know how to send symbols back, but then I thought, well, I'll just say good morning. That's what I've been doing. Y'all watch my comments, y'all see that come up. And I'll talk a little bit more about politics while I'm at it. I don't talk a lot about which side I'm on, but I'll tell y'all I am in the middle. I don't believe that all of the beliefs and all the things that any one party wants to do are in favor with what I need or want to happen in my life, and I don't agree with everything that any one party wants to do, but I believe it in the middle, and I heard someone call it the messy middle one time, and I think that in the messy middle, where we're not on one side or the other, that's where all the good stuff gets worked out at, and that's also where the relationship stuff gets worked out at. You know, I've got friends there, they're just completely, absolutely on one side, and the other side is just horrible and should be killed. In fact, some of you YouTubers, I see your comments you put out there, and I see you feel that way. You think that everybody that's of a different political party should be destroyed because they're satanic and awful and horrible. And I don't believe that. I believe people are people. People that believe one thing, it's different than people that believe another thing, are still good. I also believe that on the edges of your political party, like if you go over to the far edge, like here's a road, and there's a ditch over here and the ditch over here, and this is one political party and this is the other. Well, if you get too far over to the edge, they'll start telling you things that'll scare you, but they won't be saying things like get away from the edge. They'll say come closer to the edge and let's destroy everybody that's not over here with us. That's not good. That's not good. That's not a good way to be a person. It's not a good way to run a country. Not a good way to politicians to act. But that's what happens. That happens, and it happens on both sides. And I feel that anytime we get too close to one edge or the other, we're in danger. Just like if you was going down a road, and if you got too close to one edge or the other edge, you're in danger of running off a road, and bad things could happen over there in the ditches. So one thing I found is difficult is you can't talk about what you like, what you believe, what you think. In today's world, the people will very quickly, they'll start trying to destroy you, and they'll tell you, oh, you know, I heard this thing on a news channel, and all of you guys there, you're going to destroy us, you're going to destroy our country, everything's going to go in the toilet, everything's going to be bad, it's all your fault because you believe that stuff. Well, for that reason, I can't talk about politics with my friends. Most of my friends, they don't believe like I believe. Most of my friends are out on the edge somewhere, hanging on to the edge, and they're nervous as all get out, and they're talking about all the bad things that's going to happen if they don't get their way, if their political party don't get their way. And what y'all probably, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but all them politicians, they're trying to get you to vote for them. All they care about is you keep letting them be in office because they're getting rich while you're working. They get opportunities to have, well, first of all, they make more money than any of us ever will. Second, they know what's going to happen in the world, so they know how to invest money in such a way that they'll get rich on their investments. There's somebody that tried to make that illegal a while back and it failed. Why do you reckon it failed? Well, you got a lot of politicians out there that's using that knowledge to make themselves rich. They don't want somebody to tell them they can't do that. I mean, would you? If you were in a job where you knew what was going on geopolitically and everything else, and you could use that information to invest in this product or that product, would you want people to tell you couldn't do that? Of course you wouldn't. You want to keep going. You ever notice you never really meet a poor politician? They might be poor when they get in office. They don't stay poor very long. You wonder why? Yeah. And it's not one side or the other. It's all of them. And because of that, when they start telling you that you need to hate your friends and neighbors and your people out here in the world because they're dangerous, well, the person that's dangerous is the people telling you that. People trying to get you. They're trying to use you. And I'm not on one side or the other here. Keep in mind, I'm in the middle. I see all this going on. But anytime somebody is inciting you and making you angry, they're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get you to do things that you would not normally do. And a lot of people lately have gone to jail. And they said, well, I didn't realize. I thought that what I was being told was right because of who was telling me. I respected, I believed in, and I thought, and I was under the impression of, and yeah, and all this.